All right, well, first of all, I would like to congratulate you because I think all of you are world-class multitaskers. I think that college students magically try to interweave life, school, and work all together. That some of these things tend to like blend all the way through. And so one of the things that I would like you to consider is that multitasking can actually be a bad thing for you guys because it tends to rearrange your priorities. And sometimes what seems to be more important goes into the back and the least important comes into the front because the least important ones tend to be the easier ones to get through with. And one of those most important things that college students tend to miss is to eat their meals. And a lot of college students nowadays often rely on coffee or a can of Monster to get them through the day. And that's a reality. I testify to become a coffee addict, and I run on coffee. And I believe that college students shouldn't resort to just skipping meals. And one of the reasons why is that, did you know, especially to the ladies out there, that skipping meals doesn't really contribute to losing weight. It actually helps you gain weight instead of losing. Actually, even more is skipping meals makes you more prone to conducting diabetes and other kidney diseases. So you should think about that as we go along. And I think that you guys should not resort because there are a lot of alternatives. And I'm going to show you one right now. Because in this speech, I will demonstrate how to make the easiest egg sandwich that you could ever imagine. And I will show you how to make it your own. And how in the process, it would be a much better meal for you guys. All right. So first of all, what we're going to need is an egg. And it's a very basic ingredient. Everyone knows what an egg is. But the hard part is boiling the egg. A lot of misconception about it is people tend to either undercook it or overcook it. The time frame for making a perfect hard-boiled egg is between 10 to 20 minutes. And between that, or make it 15 because that's the half of it, and after that, you'll get a hard-boiled egg. Now this is peeled, but the fun part actually is cracking it and peeling it. So I'm actually going to demonstrate you how to crack it. What I'm going to do is just throw it there, and that's it. Actually, this is the hard-boiled one. So what we have is line it with a tissue, paper towel over here, and make sure that you don't tear the white, because we will need the white as well. So while we do that, we just crack it like this, and see how it's tough inside. We want that texture to be tough, because sometimes when people undercook it and they crack it, it's still raw on the inside, and that's a mess, and you don't want to put egg white in your hands, just like what I did earlier. So, as we crack that, what we're going to do after is we're going to mash that, the hard-boiled egg to make sure that it's ready for mixing. Now, as we go there, we have two hard-boiled eggs here, and we put it on the bowl. Just make sure that the bowl accompanies how much filling you're going to use. So in this case, 2 eggs, this bowl could accompany it. All right? Now what we're going to do next is mash it like you mean it. This is like a Food Network moment right here. And make sure that you mash it, and make sure that, see, it's right there. Just mash it like that. And make sure that it's breaking up nicely. That means we could mix it well with the other ingredients, which is mayonnaise and pickle relish later. So as I mash that, like so. Now the tough part is actually mashing the whites, because the whites tend to be a little bit tougher than the yolk. So it doesn't have to be, you could use a knife, you could chop it, but it's a little bit fun. I like to incorporate fun in this activity, because I think that college students tend to skip fun as well, and that's an important part of cooking and preparing meals, is that we get to enjoy what we're making. So now that it's mashed, see, it's not completely breaking down. It's not completely like flat and mushy. What we're going to add is a few cups of mayonnaise. Now, not a lot of you might like it, but I swear, At the end of this demonstration, you would love mayonnaise, and if you'd make it yourself, I swear that you will like it. So what we're gonna add is just enough, for 2 eggs, it would be about half a cup or a cup of mayonnaise. And what we're going to do is just mix it together. And that's actually both eggs, because mayonnaise is actually made of eggs too. Alright, so we have that. We have the filling. And what we're going to do is add a little bit of tang to it. That's why we have pickled relish. Now, pickled relish gives it a little bit of sweetness and a little bit of tang. And that way, it gives a little layer of flavor there. So about 2 tablespoons or so, because we don't need a lot. But if you like pickled relish, go ahead. And that's a part of my demonstration later that we're going to do. Okay. Now that we've added that, voila, we have our filling. And what we're going to do now is, I have my bread here. And this is a multigrain bread. Just line it up with a paper towel. And what we're going to do is take a spoonful of it and put it on the bread and just spread it thoroughly. I want some extra filling on mine. So we just put that, put another layer of bread, and congratulations, you just made your egg sandwich. But then, now that we've had our egg sandwich, we're going to move into adding some other stuff that you might want. So for example, I have some lettuce and some tomatoes and some ham here. And you could add those into that. So what we're going to do is open this up once again. And you could add the ham here. And you can add a few slices of tomato. And probably a few chops of lettuce here. And from that, you need to top it with the filling. You need to layer it like this. And bam. You have a customized one, and you don't have to follow this ingredients. You can add anything that you can imagine. You can add bacon, which is everyone's best friend. You can add sausage. You can add olives. You can add anything that's on the Subway menu. You name it. You can put it there. And so you have that. And now that I gave you this, now that I gave you the recipe, and now that I gave you stuff to customize it with, let me explain to you how that egg sandwich can actually be beneficial for you guys. Egg sandwiches, the egg, according to research, actually has 13 essential vitamins and nutrients that you guys need for every day. And that it only contains 70 calories, which is good for you. Another thing is that using the bread, depending on what bread you use, especially the multigrain variety, it contains a starch that keeps you filled up for longer. That means you don't have to constantly eat to get yourself through the day. And so, just a little recap of what we did here. I showed you how to mash it like you mean it, and then mix it with the other ingredients, and then put it into your sandwich. I also showed you how to customize it to make it your own. Because really, the fun part here is making it your own, because the more you put yourself into it, the more you're into eating your food. And the more it actually tastes more delicious. So, I hope you guys learned something today, and I hope you enjoyed my demonstration. So, thank you very much.